Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach, and today I'm talking about how to get her to make the first move. So the first thing that I want to discuss with this sort of thing, and it's really important for men to understand especially, and that is most of the time women aren't going to initiate a relationship, ask you out and things like that. Usually it's not going to be like that. Usually women tend to wait for the male to initiate things and to get the ball rolling basically. And that's, I don't know why it is, it's just how it is, right? Maybe it's just a way that women are. Maybe it's just how things have happened since the dawn of time. The man at the beginning has been the pursuer, asked the woman out, proposed, whatever it may be. And that's just how things have always panned out when it comes to humans. And I think maybe it's to do with the different ways our brains are wired. Like, for example, women's minds are a lot different than men's. The way that men think and act is a lot different than how women act and think and behave. We all have different behavioral patterns. But that isn't going to say that some women don't ask, that won't come up and ask you out. Like if they really, really super like you, and let's say they're really extroverted, then maybe they will. Perhaps even they've got a bit of a masculine streak in them that makes them a bit more decisive and a bit more, like one of these kinds of people that want to go for what they want. So if she's more masculine, then it's more likely that she may ask you out. So there's obviously a lot of variables into it. I know everyone's individual and different. I'm not saying that no women ask men out, because they certainly do. But just most of the time, generally, across the board, it's more likely that the man has to ask the woman out first. So that's just something that you need to keep in mind. There's no point getting angry about it and shouting at the sky because you want women to initiate with you and you don't want to do it anymore, whatever it may be. Perhaps you've had a few rejections under your belt. But there's no point denying and being angry at Mother Nature. If that's the way women are, then that's the way they are. There's nothing we can do about it, right? If they want men to initiate first, and that's how generally things go, then that's just the way it is. There's no point arguing with it, right? Sometimes you just have to admit that a sunflower is a sunflower, and a sunflower is going to behave in the way that a sunflower does. And it's the same with women. A woman is just going to behave like a woman does. There's nothing anyone can do about it, okay? So coming to accept that and understand that some women, that you may like, you will just have to ask them out because perhaps they're a bit timid, perhaps they're a bit shy, perhaps they're a bit more introverted, perhaps they don't even know much about you, perhaps they think you're cute and attractive, but they don't like you to the intensity that maybe you like her, right? So therefore, if you're the one that's mostly interested, then you have to be the one that initiates things, okay? A good way to basically tell if a woman likes you is to just simply ask her out, because then that kind of makes things clear. Because if you're unsure if a woman likes you, then the best thing to do is ask her out when she's available to hang out, and she's gonna let you know. Like if she's in a relationship that perhaps you didn't know about, she'll tell you. She'll say, "Oh, sorry, I've got a boyfriend," or "Sorry, I'm married. I've got a husband," or whatever it may be. Or it could be the case that she says, "Oh no, thank you, I'm just not interested. I'm not interested in dating anyone right now," and she's just not interested. Or if she likes you, she'll say yes, right? And that's the best way to tell basically if a woman likes you. But there are some things that you can do that can help help the women initiate things with you. There are things that you can do to help make women make the first move with you. And the first thing to do, let's say you're at school or college, or you're in a work environment where you're trying to attract someone, start to become more approachable, right? Become a more approachable person. So what that means is that you have to be someone who in that environment is very friendly, trustworthy, maybe even a little bit outgoing, funny, cheers people up basically, is really positive. Just someone who's really nice and approachable. Because if you kind of look a bit mean, you look a bit stoic, you look a bit angry, you look a bit upset, maybe you look a bit depressed, and you're kind of just grumpy and you have a negative attitude, and you maybe, you speak quite aggressively maybe, that's going to make a woman be repelled by you, right? If you want her to feel like she can come up to you and speak to you, then you need to become approachable, right? And the best way to do that is to be positive, lighthearted, kind of like we aim to be the person let's say you're at work, aim to be the person that everyone wants to have a shift with, because you make it really fun and enjoyable, and even though you do the work and you're not slacking off, you can make everybody laugh and make everybody feel relaxed, because you're like that really nice, stable, kind of cheery person who anyone can go to, right? So if you aim to become that kind of person, like, you may even know someone like that if you're working, right? You look at the people that you work with and think, and think of the person that everybody wants to be on the shift with because they're nice and friendly and things like that. And ask yourself, look at them, watch them, observe them, see what they do, see how they behave, and then start adopting some of those mannerisms for yourself so you can be more like that, right? Because there are always people that you can sort of observe who are a lot more approachable. So just start aiming to be more like that person who is extremely approachable. What do they do? What is their facial expression like? What's their body language like? Something to take on board. Become more approachable, because if you want a woman to initiate things with you, then you need to be approachable, right? And being negative, being angry, kind of being a bit aggressive in the way that you speak, or being sad, or saying things that are really negative, and you're not very friendly to other people, it's not going to make them want to approach you, right? It's going to repel them, right? It's going to make them worried about if I go up to him, what's he going to say? What's he going to do? Like, because maybe they don't know, because you just act in a way that they don't feel comfortable with. So if you become more approachable and aim to become more approachable, it's more likely that women will approach you and make conversation with you, talk to you, and then maybe they may make a move on you. They may start developing feelings for you, and you might be able to tell that, and then you ask them out, and then they say, yeah, I'd love to. Or if it's a woman that's really extroverted and maybe a little bit more masculine, then she may even be aggressive and ask you out, be the pursuer in that situation. You never know, basically. So another thing that you can do is when you're, because the same goes for like when you're at school as well, really as well. There's always someone in your classroom that is the one that people like the most. Aim to become the most likable person in the room, basically. But anyway, the next thing is to greet her like she's one of your best friends. So that means you're always happy, you're always smiley. When you see her, you're like, hey, how are you? You're just really nice and friendly. Obviously you want to kind of treat everybody like that. You should be friendly to everybody, right? Because that just helps in general, because it makes you seem more approachable if you're friendly to everybody. But, if you are coming into contact, you're walking past your crush, or this girl that you like, or this girl that you're hoping that will initiate things, or just an attractive woman in general, just be like, hey, nice to see you, hope you have a great day, or something like that. Or, hey, how are you? Just be really positive and lighthearted, like you're kind of meeting up with a friend. Like you just spotted your friend and you're like, hey, how's it going? Just be really happy and approachable like that. And I think sometimes that can help as well, because once they see like, oh yeah, that person's really nice, I can go up to them, I can go up and speak to them and things like that. And if they're attracted to you, maybe they'll come up and ask you out. Maybe they'll inquire about you and find out if you're single or something like that. Because that's something else you've got to remember about women. They may not just come up to you and directly say, hey, I really like you, when are you free to hang out? I'd like to get to know you, I'd like to go on a date with you. It's very unlikely that they're going to do that. It's more likely that they're going to approach you a little bit more timidly and be like, oh, so do you have a girlfriend? Are you married? Do you have any kids? She's going to be inquiring about you. That's how you know if a girl likes you. Another way you can tell if a girl likes you. Not only will she say yes to going out with you, but she'll be very interested in your life. She'll be asking about your life. She'll be asking about what you're into. She'll be asking about if you've got a girlfriend or something like that, because she wants to know if you're single. Basically, she's fishing for information. And if she's fishing for information and she seems interested in your life, there's a high chance she's actually interested in you. Okay. So, but what this all comes back to, though, is you got to remember that sometimes this just isn't in a woman's nature to be the one that initiates things, to ask the guy out. It's not in their nature to do it most of the time. Like across the board, most women will probably not ask out a guy, okay? So, with that being said, there are going to be occasions where you like a woman and you really like her and you would love to ask her out, and you will just have to do it. You'll just have to ask her out to see where you stand in that sort of situation, to see if she'll reciprocate and go out with you, right? Sometimes you're just going to have to do that. Or you're going to be waiting around a long time for that rare woman that will eventually come along and initiate things with you. So it's just something to consider. Again, Don't be mad at Mother Nature for making things the way they are. Sometimes these are just the way things are. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.